Japan, meaning per person, there's about 15 times more fast food restaurants in America. Then again, in Japan,
Konnichiwa minasan. Kyo desu. So, for today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a topic on why is it so easy to be thin in Japan. I know Eastern Asians have a reputation for being very fit and living a long life. And I know Japanese has a very seafood-based diet, which tends to be extremely healthy. So I'm looking forward to maybe finding another reason why Japan is so thin. Also, adding that many Japanese tend to walk a lot, so they get pretty decent exercise, I would say. So without further ado, ikimashou.
If you've ever been to Japan, you may have noticed that it's really hard to find an obese Japanese person. In the United States, it's quite a different story. The rate of obesity among adults in America is on average around 30%, whereas the Japan obesity rate is only 3.5%. But what makes the weight of people in these two countries so different?
Why Japanese people?
At first, I was thinking about things like Japanese people drink a lot of green tea, and they get a decent amount of fermented foods like kimchi or natto, which is great for the gut microbiome. But in this video, I want to focus on a very simple yet key point about Japan. The food environment is drastically different from the US. As of 2017, there's over 243,000 fast food establishments in America. There's only 6,169 establishments in Japan, meaning per person, there's about 15 times more fast food restaurants in America. Then again, in Japan, fast food, fried food, chips, chocolate, candy, soda, and not so healthy things are still available wherever you go. But there's a huge variety of equally convenient, reasonably healthy food. Let's say I'm the average busy person in the States who would like to be healthy, but doesn't have time to cook at home. What's for breakfast? Most people's options are limited to things like a McGriddle with hash browns and coffee, or maybe an egg and processed cheese sandwich with tater tots at Dunkin' Donuts, or some pancakes at Denny's if you have more time. Surely some people will have healthier options than that, but I'm trying to think of what most people are going to have access to. So what's a quick breakfast in Japan? While there's more than 6,000 fast food establishments in Japan, there's also 5,000 rice bowl establishments. The big ones are Yoshinoya, Tsukiya, and Matsuya. And for $4 at Tsukiya, for breakfast you can get plain rice, miso soup with seaweed, an egg, baked fish, and a small potato salad comes with it. If I'm extra hungry, maybe I'll add some kimchi, fermented soybeans, and stewed beef for $4. Or you can put together a reasonably healthy meal from a convenience store. At a Japanese convenience store, I can get a rice ball, which is just rice, salmon, and salt, a small salad, or a package of sushi, or a thing of fish with miso, or some soup. I was pretty impressed with how little junk is in this. It's basically just vegetables, pork, and fish broth. And there's a bunch of foods like this. Here's what I can get for under $10 USD.
It's crazy.
Compare this to what's available in American convenience stores. They're usually limited to fried foods sitting under heat lamps or foods loaded with trans fats, sugar, preservatives, and unhealthy additives. If you're lucky, you might be able to get a package of plain nuts with nothing added. So the items in Japanese convenience stores are not top quality health foods, but they're not bad. This is big because practically everyone has access to these places. Convenience stores like these are everywhere. Japan has about 55,000 convenience stores, meaning there's about 10 times more convenience stores per square kilometer in Japan compared to America. For most, these places are in walking distance. I understand that of course there are healthy restaurants here and there in America, and you can make a really healthy meal with ingredients from the supermarket. But when it comes to cheap, convenient, and quick food, it's almost always quite unhealthy. In Japan, for a quick lunch, I can go to Burger King, or right next door, I can get some sushi. I can get a hamburger and some popcorn at Vandalism Cafe, or I can go next door to Matsuya and get a bowl of spicy tofu soup with a bit of beef, green onion and cabbage, some pork, a soft-boiled egg, some mustard spinach, rice, and there's free pickled ginger to go with it. And of course, there are many healthier non-chain places that offer many different types of cuisine. And this variety is important. It's going to be much easier to stick to healthier options if you aren't getting bored of having to eat the same things at the same places over and over. Even if you're going out to drink with friends at dinner time, there's still a variety of good food choices. The standard place to drink at is an izakaya. At 10,000 establishments, there's almost twice as many izakayas as there are fast food places in Japan. Replacing fast food for alcohol is not a good strategy, but let's see what the common izakaya chains have to offer in the way of food. Let me point out one more time that there's of course much better quality food than what you get at convenience stores, rice bowl chains, or izakayas, and this is not what most Japanese people eat on a daily basis. I'm not really recommending these places either. Most Japanese people wouldn't think of these places as healthy. But this isn't about optimal health. I just mean to point out that even someone who puts minimal effort into being healthy can get some reasonable quality meals out of these very convenient places. By the way, what's everyone drinking with and between meals? In America, more often than not, it's soda, considering a survey of 80 countries found that America comes in at rank number 1 for soda consumption at 170 liters purchased per person in 2011. Japan came in at rank 56 at 32 liters per person. In Japan, most places serve tea with your meal for free, and in general, it's harder to purchase massive quantities of soda. There's no comically large big gulps at 7-Eleven, I haven't seen these packs of soda here, and Japan has the smallest large cup size at McDonald's. An American medium-sized drink is bigger than a Japanese large. Another factor to thank for keeping people's soda intake low is again, variety. What's interesting is despite Japan drinking 5 times less soda than America, soda is available in vending machines everywhere in Japan. There's 5.52 million vending machines, meaning there's a vending machine for every 23 people in Japan. That's the highest vending machine per capita on the planet. So what's in these vending machines? Why don't we take a look at this vending machine I came across on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere in Hakone. Among other things, they have black coffee, 6 different types of unsweetened tea, and water. A typical American vending machine offers 13 varieties of drink, the only non-sweet one being water. So convenience and variety. Simple, but it makes a difference. It's easier to pick the healthy choices when they are just as easy and convenient as the unhealthier choices. Now, this is by no means the full story on Japan and health, but I think these are 2 key factors. I'll be doing another video on some of the many other things that contribute to health in Japan, so if there's a particular point you want to hear discussed, leave a comment below.
This was really spot on. I remember when I went to Japan in 2014 and 2015, I was really surprised with the lack of sugar in a lot of the sweets I ate and just the overall lack of sugary drinks. A lot of times when I was at restaurants or when I was staying with my friends' family, they often serve green tea or some sort of tea. It was always some kind of healthier option. And the thing is, for me at least, like he said in the video, these foods are not necessarily what you call healthy, but they are healthy, relatively speaking, compared to American fast food and American foods. And I've said before that I believe the food industry in America is extremely corrupt, how they get away with selling poison to people, and these foods are meant to be addictive, and they're meant to be sweet. And I remember one time I went on a special diet called a keto diet, which basically you lower your carb intake and you raise your protein and fats. And I remember it was so hard to do that diet because literally everything I usually ate contained sugar. Even the meats I've eaten from fast food places have sugar in them. And I think the American food industry is more about how do we get people to keep eating our product rather than let's give the tastiest, healthiest product we can give that's not going to kill people. Like, for example, I think the FDA said there's enough cancerous substances in McDonald's, but because it's so low, the FDA approves it because it's not enough to kill a human being. However, if you eat processed foods that contains these kind of cancerous type poisons over time, you can develop cancer. That's why you find many first world countries with a lot of fast food or pollution, they tend to have more cancerous people because you're literally eating garbage. And like you said in the video, the Japanese have more options for what they want to drink. While America, they usually push fast food and sugary drinks, even the kids, and it's sad, America has an extreme obese problem. You can find a lot of obese people here. And when I was in Japan, I rarely found anyone who was like relatively even overweight, not even obese, even overweight, so I think Japan really wins in that department. I'm not saying there's not fat people in Japan, of course there is, but I think overall, Japan's food industry is a lot better than America. And I think it's a problem that needs to be addressed because overweight or obesity is a huge problem in the US. So if you guys like the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Also, if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, it's BrooklynTokyo. Please send a DM because I do reply to messages, so feel free to do that. And arigatou gozaimasu. Minna, 気をつけて。じゃあね。